Bravo. I hope you're all doing good in whatever places you're joining us from. Welcome to our today's virtual session on ethnic division. We are very much delighted to have you joining us in this evening session on this important conversation. To officially begin this meeting, I'll invite Lucy, who will lead us in a word of prayer, and Jane will take us through the Scout Promise.
Let's believe and pray. Dear Lord, we come before you this evening, giving thanks to you for you have been with us, guiding us and protecting us. As we continue with our session, be with us, lead us and give us the knowledge. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Scout team, alert. Scout sign. Reaffirm the Scout promise.
On my honor, I promise that I'll do my best to do my duty to God and to my country, to help other people at all times to obey the Scout's law.
Thank you, Lucy and Jen. With that, we can now proceed to the rest of the session. It is my pleasure to invite Stacy Michelle, the lead moderator, who will take us through the rest of the session. Stacy, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening to everyone. First of all, I'd like to appreciate each and every one of us who has spared their moments or time to be here with us today. This is our third live meeting as the Peace Parliamentarians, and as youth, as Scouts, we hope to create an impact through it, not just talking by wordings, but I hope by the end of each session, everything that we say will be implemented. Before we start, I would like to invite Steve Lango. Can you hear us wherever you are? He'll be our guest speaker today, and I'd wish that he may introduce himself before we begin. Steve Lango. Can you hear us wherever you are? Okay. It seems we're not getting him clearly. I'd like also to welcome Kelly Igando. Kelly, wherever you are, can you hear us and just introduce yourself before we continue?
Bravo. I hope you can hear me. I can get you loud and clear. I'm Uganda Kenya, Scouter.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. Kelly will be also be our guest, and Steve Lango also as our guest speaker. Okay, our topic today will be ethnic division. I guess most of us have heard about it, and we want to just talk on it a little bit. And when we talk about ethnic division, maybe you've heard it somewhere. What does that phrase mean to you personally? Kenya's ethnic diversity is one of the greatest strengths, yet it is often portrayed as a source of division. At what point does ethnic identity become ethnic division? Of course, it's an identity, but at what point do you know it's now a division and not the unity that we always long for? And what are the warning signs that we should be concerned about? In the charts, you feel free to write your insights, anything that you feel is ethnic division, anything that ethnic division entail, just in a sentence or in a word, in your wording. What does ethnic division mean to us? Feel free to write. Okay, as we write, I would like to welcome Regan Kwoba as our first inciter. Okay, Regan.
Thank you. What I understand by the word ethnic divisions is the segregation of certain groups according to their cultural heritages, maybe age, nationality, and the rest. So if I'm belonging to a certain culture or a certain belief, I stick to a certain group, segregating myself from the others. That is what I believe is ethnic division.
Okay, thank you, Regan. I also encourage each one of us to continue writing. We'll be reading them as we continue. Our second inciter will be Joel Ngala. Yes, Ngala.
Thank you. Thank you. When I hear about ethnic division, one thing comes to mind. That is the Kenya 2007-2008 post-election violence, whereby people chose loyalty to a tribe more important than the loyalty of a nation. And the first warning signs that you see when this happens is when someone sees another tribe as an enemy, depending on the culture or the that
Okay. I'd like to continue requesting us to continue writing our insights through chats. Okay, and as we continue, I'll also welcome Mercy Achieng. Mercy, if you can get us from wherever you are, Mercy. Mercy Achieng. Mercy, can you hear us? Okay, it seems Mercy is not with us. We continue as we will be waiting for her. And what do you think about ethnic division? And what can we do as young people to ensure that we are united beyond the tribes, our communities that you come from, and become one member of a community? Yes, we can be from different places, but how are we going to come together as one? I'd like to continue to and wish that you people continue writing your insights in the chat so that we continue discussing peacefully. Okay, there is Ivy says ethnic refers to a group of people who share common cultural background. This can include things like Ivy, continue, you left it halfway. And on causes and responsibilities of ethnic division, what do you believe are the biggest drivers of the ethnic division in Kenya today? Is it politics, economic inequality, historical grievances, social media, or your own attitude? Which of these can young people realistically influence? Which of these can we realistically influence? Continue writing your chat. Okay. Mercy, can you hear us from wherever you are? Mercy Achieng. Regan Koba says,
okay.
Yes, Mercy.
For me, when we talk about ethnic division, we are talking about a situation where people begin to value tribe more than humanity. Instead of seeing one another as fellow Kenyans or as neighbors, as friends or as classmates, when you are students from the same school, but we start seeing each other only through our backgrounds, tribes. Yet our diversity is one of Kenya's greatest strengths. We have many communities, each with unique languages. We have different cultures, we have different traditions and different talents. These differences should unite us but not divide us. The problem begins when the ethnic identity is used to create separation. It happens when people believe that one tribe is better than the other, or when job or opportunities are given because of tribal connections, or when people are judged because they are even unknown. This weakens trust and encourages discrimination and prevents us from working together for the common good. There are clear warning signs that we should be concerned about. These include tribal stereotypes, we have hate speech, we have discrimination, we have favoritism, and also false information.
Okay, Mercy. Thank you. They should unite us rather than dividing us. Thank you for that. Before we continue, yes, Steve Lango, can you get us? Steve Lango. Okay, as we continue waiting for him, I'd like to welcome Chelsea to tell us his view and causes and responsibilities.
Okay, thank you, Stacey. Causes and responsibility. We have the causes. We have political competition and tribal politics. Secondly, we have the unequal distribution of resources and development, discrimination and marginalization of some ethnic group, hate speech, stereotypes, and prejudice. Our responsibilities as are political leaders to avoid incitement and practice inclusive issues-based politics. Secondly, schools and universities to teach national values, tolerance, and peaceful conflict resolution. Religious and communities leaders to encourage dialogue, reconciliation, and unity among communities. And lastly, media to report responsibilities and avoid spreading false information. Thank you.
Thank you, Chelsea. Lucy says ethnic division becomes a problem in Kenya when people begin to see themselves primarily as members of a tribe rather than as citizens. Okay, then Ndoyo David says, when you talk about ethnic division, or what does the phrase mean to you? And he says, ethnic identity becomes ethnic division when a group's identity shifts from a neutral sense of belonging to an exclusionary tool used to oppress, exploit, or dehumanize others. This transition is common in our country when political systems begin distributing resources and rights based strictly on ethnic lines, turning differences into a weapon for conflict. Thank you. I encourage each and every one of us to continue writing their insights in the chat as we continue. Chelsea has talked of a number of causes and responsibilities of the ethnic division. But as youths, what is our role? What is our role when, or what are we going to do to ensure that we are responsible enough for whatever is happening? I'll welcome Shua to continue with the roles of youths. Welcome, Shua.
Okay, thank you so much, Stacey. Young people are often described as both victims and agents of ethnic division. In what ways do youth sometimes contribute to ethnic divisions, and how can they instead become champions of unity and peaceful coexistence? I would love to welcome Kelly Gando to give us her insight, and as she is giving us her insight, I would encourage all of you to type in the chat section. Kelly.
I believe that young people are not able to contribute to ethnic division because one, we don't have the ability to the one way or another, young people are the population in Kenya, for example, and even in the world, the young people are the majority. So sometimes we contribute to ethnic division by embracing tribal stereotypes. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, we are getting you clearly.
Yeah, so for example, in Kenya, from a very young age, we have grown up knowing that we had several certain expectations about some ethnic groups. So this attitude and this kind of information can lead to discrimination and in one way or another promote ethnic division.
Okay, thank you for that, Kelly. Joanna, what do you think?
Okay, thank you.
Here are some ways youth can contribute to the ethnic division. One of the example is spreading hate speech, rumors, misinformation, especially on social media, discriminating against people from other ethnic communities, excluding others because of their ethnicity. And also, youth can become champions of unity and peaceful coexistence by promoting dialogue, respect, and understanding among different communities, participating in community services and building activities, encouraging inclusivity and equal treatment for all people regardless of their ethnicity, and using social media to spread messages of peace and unity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your insight, Joanna. I would love to welcome Sir Steve Lang once again. Steve Lang. Okay, let's continue. Scouting is built on values of service, respect, and brotherhood. How can Scouts move beyond talking about unity to taking practical actions that reduce ethnic divisions in schools, communities, and across Kenya? Kelly Gando, can you give us your insight on that?
In relation to that
And
question,
Rashid,
organized space and
chat, type your insights on it.
satellite today. Related to interact and the student, different of the culture. So the student is the
Yes, we can hear you.
we can also standard his speech, and especially kind of information that we share on social media. We can also share the stereotypes about different and the truth. Not to become too educated, we can also discuss national unity.
Good evening, this is Steven Lau. I'm on board. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. My name is Steven Lango. I'm the Sub-County Administration Police Commander, Gatundu North in Kiambu County. Kindly allow me to go straight into the matter at hand. And I don't know how many minutes you've accorded me so that I can pre-program myself.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. So for 5 minutes, allow me the...
15 minutes.
You say 15?
Yes.
15? It's okay then. Number one is the youth play a pivotal role in ensuring stability in our country. The country depends on the youth, for they are the bulk majority of the population of the country known by the name Kenya. If the youth today, for example, decide to go berserk, there is no force in the world that can tame them. This is the noble truth and cannot be washed away. And therefore, the youths have a duty to play, a role. They have a significant duty. This duty is inbuilt. It is not a duty that you will acquire from the environment. It is an inbuilt ability that must prod you to action. So the question here is, are you willing to spring to action in the best way possible to give the country Kenya peace and stability? The peace and stability must start from your heart, from your thinking. Are you thinking straight? Are you thinking tribal? Are you thinking retrogressive? Are you thinking progressive? Are you thinking peace? Are you thinking war? What is your thought? This is where it all begins. It begins in your mind. If your mind is working straight, if your mind is thinking straight, if your mind is thinking, working together, collaboration, being a team player, then you are on the right direction. However, the question here is, what comes to your mind anytime that you hear a name that does not belong to your tribe? What becomes your attitude the moment you hear a name that does not resonate well with where you come from? Before you look into politics, before you look into economic inequity, before you start pinning yourself to the historical grievances, how do you behave? What is your attitude when you hear a name that belongs to another ethnic group being mentioned? That is a fundamental point. In Kenya right now, if someone asks you your name and you say, I am Evelyn, you say, I am Margaret, you say, I am Jane, Mary, they will want to know your second name, not because they want to know you better, but because they want to region hold you, they want to tribal pin you, they want to politically pin you and say, your name sounds like a person from this region. This region belongs to this political party, and this political party does not work with our region because our region is in this political party. So they don't want to know your name, they don't want to know you better, but they want to know where you come from so that they can region hold you, region pin you. You come from this region, Central region, Western region, you come from Nyanza, you come from Rift Valley. They want to region pin you. Thereafter, they will then look at the region, political domination of that region, and say, in this region, for example, you are from Nyanza. Nyanza is ODM. ODM is in Broadbase, and therefore you are our enemy. So politics, therefore, becomes a vehicle upon which ethnic stereotypes find it easy to promulgate their agenda. It does not start from politics. There is nothing to do with historical grievances, because all these are things in the past. We are not living in the time of our grandfathers. We are living in our time, a time when social networks are there, a time when we interact with people. You ask yourself a question. If, for example, an accident takes place today, who will donate blood to you? Will you say, I want blood from Atachoni from Webuye? Do you want blood from a Cushite from Northeastern? It will be blood based on your blood type. I am A positive. I need A positive. I am AB. I need AB. I am O. I need O. It will not be I am O positive. I need blood group O positive from Turkana in somewhere in Turkana. So the moment we start thinking as human beings, the moment we start thinking beyond our tribes, we think in terms of human beings, then at that particular point, we will realize that we are all inclusive. However, if our parents thought ethnically, what separates us from our parents? If we still think in the same manner. If our parents were divided by historical grievances, what historical grievances then divides us? If our parents were divided on economic iniquity, what are these economic iniquities that are dividing us as youths? Then you realize that we are riding on a boat that broke some years back. We are riding on a plane that crashed several years back. We are riding on a motor vehicle that crashed several years back. And we need to focus on a new plane, a new boat, a new motor vehicle. A motor vehicle that is driven by youths who have zero boundary to ethnicity, who have zero boundaries to regions. A youth that transcends political division, transcends economic iniquity, a youth that wants to move together as a team. They are team players. You have one player from Western, the other from the coast, the other one is from Northeastern, one from Central, one from Nairobi. All of us are brought together by our youthfulness, brought together by the point that we are all human beings and we are ready to work together to achieve one common goal. That is a fundamental point. Now, let me move on to the role of Scouts in reducing ethnicity or ethnic division, especially in our schools. In the recent past, we had schools being burnt down. A good example is the school in Gilgil, the Utumishi. What then could have our youths done to help the school not to be burnt? What can we do as youths, either individually or collectively, as scouts, to erase such kind of a problem? Number one is know who we are. Number two, what is our mission? Number three, what is the role that is expected of us? Do we know the role that is expected of us? Number four, how then do we jump into our role and execute our role, our mandate, without fear, without favor, without prejudice, without looking down upon ourselves as young scouts or as youths, but looking at the platform youth as a platform upon which to promulgate that which is the desire of the youthful people. Every youth in this country wants a peaceful nation, a nation that they will be able to ride on and take over leadership. The leadership of this country belongs to the youth, but are the youth ready to take their mantle? So the youth can go to schools and preach peace. The scouts, through the scouting team, they can go and do it. This is a role that the scouts can actually fit in, because if you look at the roles of the scouts, the service by itself, before you look at brotherhood, you realize that service to humanity is service to God. And the youths can really serve the humanity by going to schools and preaching peace, going to schools and preaching brotherhood, going to schools and preaching togetherness, going to schools and demonstrating that they are of different ethnic backgrounds and they have come together to bring peace on board. This is a point that upon taking it seriously, the vast majority of our youth will move forward and change this country upside down and paint it white, the color of peace. Look at the respect that the Scouts are accorded worldwide. Respect that Scouts are accorded is not given to them on a silver platter. This is respect that Scouts have earned for years and years, decades upon decades, and they keep on earning this respect because of their noble character. The Scouts have a noble character and they have a noble unity, uniting the entire world. And right now, the world is a global village. Hence, our youths, our Scouts can do so much more. When was the last time that a group of Scouts visited a police station nearby just to go and appreciate them and tell them that you're working well? And because you're working well, we too want to partner with you to, for example, clean a street, to, for example, help the poor, help the needy, and then challenge the police to come on board and join you to helping the poor, and join you to cleaning the streets, and join you to cleaning our rivers, now that our rivers are totally adulterated. When was the last time that you went to DC's office and told the DCC that we want to help you to plant trees because